Hey everyone, it's Mackenzie, and today I wanted to do a breastfeeding update. So the last update I did was when Nehemiah turned 1 year old, so it's been about 6 months. And in that update, I had said that he was nursing a lot after seeing my newborn nephew at the time. He was still given like 3 to 5 meals a day, but not really eating it, of like table food and regular food. But he was nursing about 3 times at night, and I was forcing him to wait 3 to 4 hours during the day between nursing, and he didn't like it then, and I was trying to space at that point, so he was still very, very much attached. Well, what's happened since then is that about 15 months he was still wanting to nurse a lot, like every 3 to 4 hours, and a lot at night. And so I decided then, I was just like drained, and I said, you know what, I really do want to cut back on nursing. So I went to, at 15 months, I really tried, my goal was 3 times a day. So I limited him to wake up before nap time, after nap time, and before bed. For a few weeks of that, he still didn't like it. He was still asking a lot, but I had stood, firm and kept it to the 4 times a day. He started nursing more and more at night, so I cut him back during the day, and he was making up for it at night. He started waking up like every 2 hours to nurse overnight, like a newborn. And so at 17 months, my husband left with the Air Force for 2 weeks, and I was like, you know what, this is my chance, because sometimes when my husband's home and the baby wakes up, he goes and gets the baby, but instead of putting him back to sleep in his bed, he'll just bring him into bed with us, and then that is like a golden opportunity for them to nurse. So I was like, okay, Steven's gone, it's all on me, and now is a great time for me to try and night wean. When he had, like right before he was turning 17 months, the week before and the week after was when he was gone. So I decided to night wean, and the first few days were awful. He cried and cried and cried. I was in the room for like 45 minutes at a time. Then I'd lay down and sleep for an hour. Then he'd wake up again screaming, and I was just firm, and I comforted him and held him and patted his back and tried to do other things. Of course, he wasn't thrilled with that. It was like more annoying to him that I tried to do anything else, and he just really wanted milk, and I stood firm, and I was like, no. And I told myself, if we can get to 6 o'clock in the morning, then I don't care. If at 6 o'clock in the morning he wakes up, I'll bring him into bed with me, and he wants to nurse until I get up at like 7:30, that's fine. I night weaned. Once we got past that first few days, he started sleeping so much better. So now he's done nursing at night, and he is sleeping like 11 to 13 hours straight at night. And then also, as I started cutting back his nursing sessions, he started eating more food. So at 12 months, he wasn't hardly eating any food. I mean, he was like taking a few bites here and there, but he wasn't really like having a meal. Well, now he's really liking his food more, and he drinks a lot of water during the day. Sometimes I give him almond milk, and he does like it, but we don't do a ton of that. He does mostly drink water, and then when he nurses. And so now he's done nursing at night, but we just do 3 feedings a day. Wakes up in the morning, before his nap, and before bed is when I am currently nursing him, and that's where he is right now, but none at night. So it's 3 times total in the 24-hour period. I've been skipping either the morning or the middle of the day feeding if I can. I don't like offer it to him, but most of the time he's asking all day long, and finally when I get to that point, and he asks again and I say yes, he's like so excited. But there's a couple times that like he's woken up in the morning and we were already up, and I just set him down for breakfast and he didn't ask, and so we skipped the morning feeding. And if we skip a feeding, I don't make up for it. I just let the feeding be skipped and do the other ones when on the schedule that we're on. So, and then like a couple times Steven has put him down for a nap and managed to get him down without me nursing him. So that's happening randomly, sporadically, but I haven't like flat out cut out a feeding yet. But I am planning now to gradually wean. To be honest, I could have been done a while back, but I just didn't want to cut him off cold turkey and like traumatize him. I want to do it gently, although honestly, like, he is not liking this at all, even though it's been like nearly 3 months of me nursing him at only certain times and not on demand anymore. Planning to gradually wean. We are wanting to have another baby soon. We're not quite trying to conceive yet, but I'm kind of hoping to wean before we do, or be closer by the time we do. But my plan now is to cut out one more nursing session, preferably the morning one. I think that'd be easier, so I can just take him straight to breakfast and, you know, out of sight, out of mind. So I'm hoping to cut out one more session, so probably the morning, by the end of this month. So it's March, it's early March, so by the end of March I'm hoping to do that. We have one trip that we've planned to visit family for a few days, so I'm probably not really gonna try until after that because it's just a lot. But by the end of March I'd like to be down to 2 feedings, and then I'd like to cut down another feeding by the end of April. So I'm giving like a month for each of these. So by the end of April, I'd like to cut out another feeding. Now, once we get down to just the one nighttime feeding, I might be okay with that. I might be comfortable with that. So we'll just see how it goes. If I'm still like drained and it's becoming an issue, or if he is not having an easy time comprehending that it's just the one time and I feel like it'd be better to just wean completely, then I'll give it the next month, and maybe by the end of May we'll be fully weaned. So yes, that's where I am. I would say now I'm officially in the process of trying to wean. I mean, like I said, we're at the 3 times a day right now. I'm gonna stick with that probably this month, but I have been intentionally cutting him back and setting boundaries. But those boundaries are set. I'm hoping that the process will kind of go smoother. There have been like a couple of times, it's very, very rare, but there's been a couple of times where he's like, "Mama, milk, milk, milk," and he'll be like yanking at my shirt or whatever, and he'll be upset and wanting milk, and I'll say, "No, no milk, no milk." And usually when I say that, he throws a screaming fit. But there have been a couple of times where he's like, "Okay," and gets down and moves on and starts playing. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of that reaction soon. Hopefully he will understand. I love breastfeeding. It is awesome, but at the same time, I have been pregnant or breastfeeding for 5 years, and I'm wanting to have another baby, and I just need a little bit of a break. Even if it's just I get down to nighttime feeding, and if I get pregnant while I'm still doing the one feeding, hey, that's probably fine. But trying to intentionally cut back and stuff, and trying to, you know, allow my body to be my body a little bit, even though I never thought I would try to wean. I always thought I'd let them self-wean, and that's what happened with Josiah, but that also happened at 14 months, and now here's Nimi at just about 18 months in a few days. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's our breastfeeding update. I will come back and update again probably in like 3 months, or whenever he's completely weaned, one way or the other. So let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below, and I will see you for my next video. Bye.